For those of you who recommended this series to me, fuck you. Fuck you for doing this, for making sure I don't want to read anything else. I can't put down the fucking series. First 2 books in the series, you can check out my reviews. Great. I mean, seriously great. Holy shit, great. Like, I loved those books. The 3rd book, everyone says it's the best, and I'm starting to think they may be right. Basically, the book is split into 2 halves. In the first half, we're following Roland, Susanna, and Eddie. Susanna and Eddie we met in the Drawing of the Three, and now we get to kind of see them interact more. Jake and Roland are psychologically connected through events that I won't spoil in The Gunslinger. Basically, they need to bring Jake into their world. So once again, I'm going to do first half spoiler free, second half spoilers. So first half, it's great. Read it. Dark Tower, The Wastelands. Is it one of the best? I don't know. It's either The Drawing of the Three. They're also different. That's the problem. I can't really pick a favorite at the moment. Once again, Stephen King gives us the action that we love. What's interesting is that, like, on every cover of this book is Blaine the Mono. His depiction on book covers is nothing like he is described in the book. But basically, Blaine the train is foreshadowed throughout the whole book, but he just appears at the very end, essentially. If I had any other complaints, is that maybe the writing felt at times a little rushed, especially in the first half of the book. The writing didn't feel as inspired, or whatever you want to call it. I didn't feel that Stephen King urgency. A lot of Jake strolling around New York City streets in 1977, which is cool, but it gets a little repetitive. Anyways, now's as good a time as ever to get into spoilers. So if you haven't read the book, you want to get into the Dark Tower series, just do it. Like, you don't need to watch this review. Just do it. I want to talk a little bit about that scene in the mansion. The mansion that Jake enters is quite scary and in a great, cool scene. It reminded me of Monster House. So, there's that. But when Jake actually finally gets to Midworld and embraces Roland, my eyes may have watered a little bit. Jake is very forgiving of the guy who basically let him die. It's pretty funny, actually. Kids, you know? It really felt like, and Stephen King somehow gave this weight and really made it feel like once Jake was there, and when Oi joined, Oi the Bumbler, which is like the best character in the whole book, when they're all together finally, it really feels complete. You know, their quartet feels whole, and it's such a warm feeling getting to sit around the fire, hear them exchange riddles and tell stories and joke at each other, and they just have such a lovely, like, weird family dynamic. Once that dynamic is so firmly established, then it's all threatened when they get into the city of Lud. What's his name? The Gasher, or whatever his name, that horrible guy. Couldn't stand him, the guy who kidnaps Jake, but I was way more concerned about Oi the whole time. I don't know about you guys, but when there's like a dog in a book or a movie, and Stephen King is so unpredictable, I'm just like, if you kill, I know Oi isn't a dog, he's a bumbler, but basically just like a weird dog. I just kept thinking, okay, if Jake dies, like, it happens. But Stephen King, if you do anything to Oi the Bumbler, like, I will never forgive you. That is unforgivable. Oi gets injured, but thankfully he doesn't die. Jesus. You know that scene where Roland is like having Oi go spy for him while Jake is taken hostage? Roland is thinking, like, I think King ends the section or the chapter or whatever by saying, and Roland knew that he would likely never see Oi again. And I'm like, dude, have you not learned your lesson like the first time with letting Jake die in The Gunslinger? Like, Oi is part of the team. Roland is problematic. Jake, makes it out. Eddie and Susanna are dealing with Blaine the Mono, and talk about like a villain being set up perfectly. For the love of God, show me the train. I never thought I'd be doing that in a book. I never thought I'd be going, show me the goddamn train. Hearing about a train was the most interesting thing in this book. Of course, when we see him, it's like he's a pink train. The shape of the train is very sleek, futuristic, and he's described like a humpback whale. The only thing I wish that would maybe like complete the book a little better is if King had put the ending. I'm lucky, because I'm reading all this after the fact. So as soon as I finished The Wastelands, I just picked up Wizard and Glass and just read the ending, you know? I don't know. I think there are good things about the cliffhanger, but overall, it's a bit of an annoyance. Here's my theory. Because Wizard and Glass is basically a long flashback. I think that King maybe knew that it wouldn't be as popular because it's not really advancing the Dark Tower story, and he didn't want people or his publisher to try to sell it as like a prequel. So he's like, you know what? I'm going to put a huge cliffhanger on the Wastelands so that when Wizard and Glass comes out and it's just a flashback, people are going to have to read the book because they need to know about the ending of the Wastelands. If that's the case, which I suspect it is, that's pretty brilliant because I hate prequels. I'm very happy that I'm reading Wizard and Glass, which is basically an extended flashback, and you have to read it. You got to see what happens to Blaine the Mono, right? Moral of the story, this series continues to be fantastic. I will probably be done with Wizard and Glass in about a week, and then I'll have a review up for that. The Wastelands may be the most satisfying of the 3 books because the group is together. Books 1 and 2 are kind of like setting up the dynamic, and now we have our quartet. Now we are going towards the Dark Tower. Shit is getting real. King just has a way of creating such great and fun and interesting group dynamics. You really feel like these are real people interacting with one another. That's what I have to say. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Smash that like button. Have a good one, everyone.